All right, 10 a.m. 4,972 people waiting. Our every move about it. We're going live. 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome into ESPN's Recruiting Nation. I'm Phil Murphy. He is recruiting reporter Tom Van Haren. Tommy, it's guaranteed to be a big day for college programs somewhere, as 2 5-star recruits will commit here in a matter of moments. Tom, we have #1 outside linebacker Justin Hilliard from St. Xavier in Cincinnati, and #5 defensive end Jayshon Cornell from Cretin-Durham Hall in St. Paul, Minnesota. Tom, before we invite in Justin and Jayshon, what would it mean for each of these prospects, or rather, what would it mean to the program that each of these prospects choose?
Well, when you're talking about 5-star prospects, it obviously means a lot on the field and off the field. I mean, you mentioned it, the #1 ranked outside linebacker. He's a big dude. He's tall, athletic, rangy. He's got speed, athleticism. You add him into a defense, and he can probably fit into most schemes. And then Jayshon Cornell, premium on the defensive line. These guys are big-time prospects that can do a lot of damage on any defense, and any friend lands them is going to be getting a big-time prospect. But then you look off the field. These guys are going to be recruiters. Well, when they commit, whichever program they choose, other prospects will be watching, and they'll want to go where these guys go. And these guys are they're going to be out at the opening. They're going to be at big events trying to lure other kids in. So wherever they choose, they're going to try to get other prospects to join them, and I think they might be successful.
I love you, but you're not the one these few thousand friends of ours are here to see. And don't feel bad, buddy. It's not me either. Let's head to Cincinnati, Ohio, where Justin Hilliard, his friends, his family, and a fair amount of regional media have gathered, getting Justin Hilliard on screen right now. Again, fans, if you have any questions for Tom Van Haren, Justin Hilliard, or Jayshon Cornell, there's an area underneath me, viewer questions and suggestions. Feel free to reach out, send questions your way. We'll have 2 of these questions, and maybe we'll have a chance to get to them. Justin, we'll get to your decision in a moment. But first, what has the recruiting process been like for you?
The recruiting process has been a great one for me. I'm really grateful for the situation I'm in. I feel blessed to have been offered all the opportunities I've been offered. And it's really been fun. I've had a blast, whether it's with fans or through players or just talking to people and meeting and building relationships. It's been a long and hard process, but I honestly wouldn't trade for anything. I ended up choosing to cut it short because I would end up focusing on my senior season here at St. X, and also so I can go out and
Justin, your finalists, your final 5 were Alabama, Iowa, Michigan, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. What was it about those 5 that stood out above the other schools at all?
Really, every school has their positives and negatives, but I would say really the things that stood out, they're all good academic schools and they all have great football, but the thing that I believe separates other schools apart is really the people there, and I guess me building a relationship with coaches and where I feel most comfortable, because that's where I'll be in it for the next 4 years.
Well, Justin, now's the time to find out where you're going to be for the next 4 years. According to us here at ESPN, you're the #1 outside linebacker in the country, number 13 recruit overall. Where will you play your college football?
Yes, first of all, I'd like to say a couple thank yous. First and foremost, I'd like to thank God for putting me in a place where people genuinely care about me and want me to get better. Secondly, I would like to thank my family who's here today, and my brother CJ who traveled in from Iowa yesterday. So big thanks to them. They've had many sacrifices over the last 3 years in my recruiting process. Next, I would like to thank the teachers and faculty, really for pushing me in the classroom and making me a better student as well as a football player. And also to the coaches, especially Coach Beck, for really taking me in and disciplining me to make me a better football player. Also for my team who's here today, which I really appreciate, because without them, I'm not the player I am today. They're always making me a better player, whether it's competing in the weight room or making me just a better leader, and big thanks to them. Also, I'd like to thank the fans, because over the last years, you guys have been great. Really, without you guys, I'd probably have 2 followers on Twitter, my mom and my dad. Also, I would like to thank all the college coaches that have recruited me the last 3 years. They put a lot of time and effort into this, which I really appreciate. That's what makes it tough. Is every school is amazing. Every school has their great feats, but I can honestly only choose one. there were three things I was looking for in a school of my choice, and that was where can I get a great business degree, where do I feel most comfortable, and where can I win a national championship. And after much research and visits and phone calls, I decided to stay in my home state and attend the Ohio State University.
Announcing in just a moment, Ohio State is in the top 5, but as our score in the school. Again, fans, if you have questions in the viewer questions and suggestions section, we'll going to those in a second. Feel free to fire away from down there. Justin, as you whittle down your list of schools from 5 to 1, what was it about Ohio State that made it the best fit for you?
Like I said, all the schools that I was looking at had great academics and also great football. But I believe the thing that separates the schools apart is really the relationships you build with the people around campus, players and coaches. And I really got to know a lot of the players such as Raekwon, Shazier, and some of the Ohio State greats. But I would definitely say the comfortability level that Ohio State, it's always been home for me. I've always been an Ohio State fan, so it was a pretty easy choice.
Let's bring back recruiting reporter Tom Van Aaron. Tom, you've been following this recruiting process, tracking Justin Hilliard, trimming a list. Tom, the floor is yours to ask Justin any questions you desire.
Well, Justin, I think what the fans probably want to know, it seemed like from watching your recruitment, the whole process, you mentioned your brothers at Iowa, a lot of different schools came into the picture. When did you really know that Ohio State was the school for you? When did you really decide that was it?
To be honest, I've always been an Ohio State fan. Actually, my room is actually decorated in Ohio State gear and all that. But I would say, I chose to look at all the schools to make sure I'm making the best decision for myself. I think I knew on some of my visits when I really got to know some of the players and some of the coaches. It was almost an easy choice once I got to the end of it.
And what made it an easy choice? What stood out? Because a lot of times you look at prospects that come into it, a fan of a certain school, they don't always end up at that school. It doesn't always mesh. Yep. So what specifically meshed for you?
Like I said, the relationships. I have a great relationship with some of the players already there. And also, it seemed like even the commits that are like really close down, they've often reached out to me and really have been great. And I would say definitely the relationships and the comfortability level there. Pretty close to home. I'm only an hour away from my house, so I'll definitely say that.
Well, congratulations on the commitment. I know Ohio State fans are excited to hear this news.
Thank you.
All right, Justin and Tom, hang tight. We want to bring both of you back in a few minutes, but for now, we're heading up north, going up to Creighton, Durham Hall, in St. Paul, Minnesota. Get Jayshon Cornell in on this commitment process. We're heading to the Twin Cities. Will it be a twin killing for the Buckeyes? Ohio State is a finalist for Jayshon Cornell, as are Iowa, Michigan State, Notre Dame, Penn State. Jayshon, we'll get to your decision momentarily, but what were your keys to navigating this process?
Can you repeat that, please?